Welcome, Cancer, to High Priestess Influence and to your general weekly tarot guidance. So this will be for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising for February 24th through March 1st. Of course, dates are approximate and flexible. You may find resonance with this message whenever you view it, or you may find none at all since it's general. Just take anything that resonates with you and leave the rest for someone else. And remember, never put anyone else's judgment or opinion above your own. Also keep in mind that the cards are here as guides, not as predictors in my readings. So it is my intention to attract the cards that give the most guidance or provide the most meaning for those who will view this message. Sorry, but my dog just distracted me there. Also, looking at the card that jumped out for the physical realm, my dear friends, please remember that since my readings are guides, there are no bad cards, okay? These aren't predicting what will occur. These cards are here with messages and guidance. So just please keep that in mind. Okay, so you only had one card jump out for each position here. And my immediate message before I forget, when this card jumped out, I got the message, don't take it seriously. It's a friendly competition, or it's not nothing serious. Okay, well, I don't know exactly what that's referring to yet, but that's the message I got. So don't take it seriously. It's like a friendly, I don't know, it could be, it could be a conversation for some of you. Okay, again, as I said at the beginning, my Cancer friends, do not fear the cards. In fact, what I love about the Tower, I know people are going to say, oh, don't try to tell me the Tower can be good. But the thing is, it's really, really difficult to tell when anything is good or bad in the moment, because there are often things that happen to us that seem upsetting or disturbing, but they are actually pathways to something we desire, or a better direction, or something fresh and new and desirable. So having said that, let's get into this. Okay, so the Tower. So the Tower, it's like you needed to make a change. You needed to experience some expansion. And you were resisting it. So the universe stepped in, so to speak, with an experience that might have shaken you up. But it leaves you in a new place. It leaves you in an expanded place. You're an expanded version of yourself. You have maybe a new understanding of life or people or the universe. So it kind of shakes out the cobwebs, so to speak. That's just some expression that just came to my head. Like, dusts off the cobwebs and shakes out the dust and leaves you like a better version of yourself, is what I feel here. Again, this is not a predictor of something that will happen. This may be something that you're experiencing now, because with the cards here as a guide, you may have just recently experienced, or maybe currently experiencing, some sort of a shakeup in your life. It's like now I'm looking at the card. The universe is tossing you out of the tower, forcing you to have a new experience, forcing you to move in the right direction for you, even though that may not always be discernible or obvious at the time. Okay? By the way, I don't think I even mentioned, this is the overall energy from the major arcana, and from the minor arcana we have the physical, mental, and spiritual realms. So it does make sense that you may be experiencing some stress or some sleepless nights this week if you are going through a tower moment, a tower experience, because our knee-jerk reaction, so this is what I feel as though this is a knee-jerk reaction, and it's totally understandable, Cancer. This is not judgment at all. I mean, I try to practice what I preach all the time. I try to take everyone's messages that I get, all of these messages, and incorporate them into my life. But I also am human. So when I experience the tower, I often have knee-jerk reactions and I actually can freak out in a moment, like, what? Are you kidding me? That kind of reaction. And I have to even admit, it could be over some things that are even, relatively speaking, from our human perspective, minor. Okay? In the realm of things, everything's minor, but that's another story. Right? So, this, I feel, is your knee-jerk reaction to some sort of a shakeup, to something unexpected, and just feeling a little stressed out about it. Maybe losing sleep, but this might not even be losing sleep. This might be the knee-jerk reaction, like, oh no, I can't believe this happened. I can't believe this is going on. This is upsetting. This is what have you. I'm feeling knee-jerk reaction here for some of you. Yes, it's possible that some of you may lose sleep over this, but I really feel like you already know what I'm talking about, all right? Because again, my intention is not to predict this. Now, if you find in this upcoming week that something shakes you up, you will be prepared for it, and you may not have as extreme a reaction to it. Your knee-jerk reaction may not be as extreme as it would have been if you hadn't heard this message, because again, guidance here. All right? You know what I feel here? This is in your mental realm. I feel like this is part of the knee-jerk reaction. I feel like you're not going with the flow. You are resisting. It's resistant energy. I'm feeling resistance here. I'm feeling a desire to stick with the quote unquote old. Stick with what you're used to out of a fear of the unknown, if that makes sense. So again, you really, really have some resistance to what's going on. And you know what? I just glanced down at the card and seeing the cup being handed to you. Okay, you don't realize the gift that the tower is bringing. You don't realize the gift that's coming with the tower. Again, that makes so much sense, because honestly, with the tower, it's an unexpected occurrence. It's something that shakes you up. It's usually something that appears to be unwanted at the moment. So you're not recognizing the value in this experience. Again, 100% normal human reaction. But it's interesting that this reading is coming up because I heard a story this morning. Oh, I know. It was in a meditation app. And I couldn't do it justice in repeating it word for word at all. So I'm going to try to give you the gist of it. It was, I guess you'd call it a parable. And I've heard this before, but but not in a long time. But basically, it was a story about someone who had something occur in his life, and everyone else said, "Oh, how fortunate." And then another thing happened, and oh, how unfortunate. And another thing, oh, how fortunate. And it just turns out that all of the things that seemed unfortunate actually led to the next thing that actually turned out to be fortunate, if that makes sense. So I feel like I did not do a good job of explaining that. But the bottom line is all of your experiences in some way, shape, or form are leading you to your desires and directing you back onto the path that you desire. Now, if your expectations are low, or if your vibration is mixed, and the waters are muddy vibrationally, then you may attract things like the tower, experiences like the tower, to kind of shake you up and move you along. Because if your expectations are low or kind of like muddy, then it's hard for you to move along your path in a smooth fashion. And you end up experiencing those bumps in the road. The tower also does not, it could be unexpected. It could shake things up, but it doesn't even need to be a negative experience. You could have your belief system shaken up and thrown out the window by an experience, but that experience could be amazingly wonderful. Sure, it shook you up. It threw out your entire belief system, and now you're left saying, "Oh, wow, nothing is the way I thought it was. This is unbelievable. This is amazing." And you might recognize it quickly. Other times it takes us a little while, especially if we have resistance. And I am feeling resistance with this Four of Cups. I'm not feeling extreme resistance. I'm feeling like you're not recognizing what the opportunity the tower is providing for you here. And that's fine, because you will. But I'm feeling here with the Five of Wands, I'm really feeling like, again, try not to resist this feeling of conflict, this feeling of confusion, because there's nothing serious going on here. This is all part of like mixing it up in your life experience. This is all part of the game. Okay, and again, glancing down at this card, I see a competition. I see a game among youths who are not trying to hurt each other. They're just having fun, mixing it up with each other. And I feel like that's what the universe is trying to tell you. This tower moment is just part of you mixing it up in this human experience. You came here for a human experience. You are a non-physical, eternal being who incarnated here for a human experience, so you could come here, live in this human body, mix it up with all the other non-physical beings who are living in human bodies, have mostly for joy, and sometimes for tower moments, sometimes for contrasting experience, because it's those experiences that allow us to appreciate the good times. You need some not so good, they don't have to be bad, but you need some not so good times. You need some dips in the emotions, right? The emotional realm dipping down. You need some of that negativity in order to be able to recognize and appreciate the good times, the fun times, the joy, the manifestations. And also, you need those downturns to provide you with opportunities for expansion, because it's those experiences that teach you what you don't want, so now you don't know what you do want. So with this Five of Wands, on the surface, it appears to be conflict. But really look at this picture. It is kids in a friendly competition, mixing it up with each other and really having fun. And the number 5 is about change. So I really feel like, wow, okay, Cancer, you need to change the way you view the Tower, for example. Change the way you view contrast. Change the way you look at something that appears at first glance, wow, okay, at first glance, this Five of Wands appears to be negative. It appears to be conflict. It appears to be people attacking each other. But when you look more closely and more deeply, you realize that it's not. And wow, I really feel like this is a powerful message, Cancer. Powerful message. It's about recognizing the value in the contrast, in the Tower moments, in the negativity, and being less and less inclined to have that knee-jerk reaction. Being less and less inclined to not recognize the possibilities, the potential gifts in the contrast, in the Tower moment. Wow. I mean, I understood the Tower before, but I even feel like I understand it so much better now. I'm actually going to have to listen back to this. And actually, Cancer's my rising sign, so that kind of makes sense. But wow, powerful message for you, Cancer. I really hope that this resonates with you. Not that you're experiencing the Tower, but the message. This message, I feel, is universal. I feel like this message could be for anyone. If you know anyone, my Cancer friends, who is actually going through something right now, if you think, I don't think you should impose anything on anyone, but if you think that someone you know and love is going through something and you think they would be open to this message, regardless of their sign, I would actually encourage you to share this, because this is a universal message, regardless of someone's sign or what they're going through right now. But again, don't impose it on someone who would be resistant to it. Nobody likes to, everyone is where they are at, but law of attraction might be bringing you to someone with this message. You might be able to influence someone else by sharing this message. And I feel like you will know, like within your body, whether, this is right for you to share with someone. A little off topic here, but I really felt compelled to say that you might actually be here to deliver this message to someone else. Okay, my Cancer friends, I want to thank you so much for being with me. If you would like to support this channel, I would really appreciate liking it, giving it a thumbs up, maybe even subscribing if you haven't done so already. Either way, though, I do want to thank you so very much for being with me. If this doesn't resonate with you at all, go check out your moon and rising sign. And I hope to see you back here again next week, my beautiful Cancer friends. Have a fabulous week.